and it did. I don't know if you ever heard of a Toker from Brownside. They're real big.
Sounds a little familiar.
They're the ones that were founded by Eazy-E.
Okay.
That's who I grew up listening to. You know, me and all my homies, we grew up gangbanging that music. You know.
Yeah.
I had him on my Facebook. I had his personal page. I never thought nothing of it. You know. But I guess he was, you know what I mean, posting my music on Facebook. You know, I guess he, you know what I mean, he was listening. Yeah. And he had hit me up. And he's like, "What's up? I'm starting to do the Toker show." He's like, "Send me some of your music." So I shot it to him, and he's like, "Yeah, you fools get down. You guys get down." You know what I mean? He even called me. He's like, it's still on the internet too. He was like, "This little homie gets down." He's like, "I took a liking to them guys, man." Him. He's like, "Little homie, young G, spitting it, gangster." He's like, "We're gonna put that for on America's Most Wanted," and that was a big thing to me. You know what I mean? Cause like he's like one of my biggest. Brownside is the group, you know. Okay. Brownside was the group. Easttown Records was the label. When it comes like to Chicano rap, everyone knows who Brownside is, you know. We're about to drop an album, and he told me when you drop your album, he's like, "I'll fly you guys out to the Brownside store here in LA, and we'll have you guys an album release party. After that, we could talk about numbers and getting you guys on the team." But unfortunately, he ended up passing away down there in Mexico.
Mile High Minute, #1 blog in the universe. Today, I get the special opportunity to finally sit down with one of Pueblo's greatest hip-hop artists of all time, man. Ese Silent from Steel City Hustlers. How you doing?
What's up, man? Doing pretty good. Glad to be here. Appreciate how you gave me that title, too. Ese Silent from the east side of Pueblo, Steel City Hustlers. Shout out to Mile High Minute. You know what's cracking.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you for coming on the show, man. First off, you know, yeah, definitely been long overdue. I feel like
long overdue.
When it comes to the Pueblo hip hop scene, you can't talk about, you know, that without you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Definitely have had a huge impact. So yeah, man. Again, just thank you for coming on.
Yeah, likewise.
We'll kind of just get into your background story first, and then we'll start talking more about the music and like, you know, what's going on now and stuff like that. So,
for sure.
Born and raised in Pueblo?
Yeah, St. Mary Reform Hospital, right there in the east side of Pueblo. Yeah, that's where I lived all my life and probably end up dying there, you know. Yeah, that's home. My wife wants to move, you know, but I want to, but I feel like that's always going to be home, so it's kind of hard, you know.
Yeah. Where would you move if you did?
Probably be California, if anywhere. Yeah, definitely Southern Cali.
You said you're having a hard time wanting to move?
Yeah, it's just because I don't know. It's just get homesick, you know. And although it's beautiful over there, you know, it's just ain't nothing like home, you know. This is all I know.
The east side of Pueblo?
Yeah, the east side of Pueblo.
So for the people who don't know, could you break down, like, I guess, the different sides of Pueblo or, like, the different like, for example, Denver, we got Park Hill, Montbello, east side, the west side, north side, south side, like, so is it kind of like that in Pueblo or?
Yeah, for the most part, it's split up into 4 sections. You know, there's the north side and then there's the south side, which includes Bessemer, and then it has the woods. Like, there's like little spots called like Salt Creek, you know, and then like Regency. That's like more south, and then like in the west side, there's like Pueblo West, and then, yeah, it's just the west side pretty much, and then like the east side, there's like there's where I'm from, the east side, and there's lower east side, and then, but it also concludes of Belmont, which is like the higher, richer part of the east side, and then like has downtown and stuff too.
Pueblo West, that's a city too in itself, right?
It's like a sub city. It's like a city within Pueblo, you know. That's like the rich area part of Pueblo, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, I don't even really know anyone that lives over there, you know.
Yeah.
But like, they got some good dispensaries over there for sure, though. But yeah, it's growing though, and like eventually it's gonna end up connecting with the whole Pueblo. It's gonna connect right there at Highway 50.
Right. Okay. What was life like growing up for you in Pueblo?
It was cool, you know. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like, you know what I mean, like it was all bad. You know, I had a good childhood. You know, my mom was there. She was alcoholic. You know.
Yeah.
My father was always in and out of prison and getting deported and coming back. You know, so he was in and out of my life. But for the most part, I had a good childhood. My mom always made sure we went to school, made sure we always had food, even though it was just the same stuff all the time, you know. But it was cool. I could say I had a good childhood, and then up until the point, you know, start getting in trouble. But you know, even then, you know, I wouldn't take nothing back.
You said your dad, was he from Mexico? Or?
Yeah, he's from Michoacan. Shout out to all my Michoacan people.
Have you been down there?
No, I never been out there. I would like to. My manager's also from there too.
Okay.
So it'd be dope to go there someday. But I have been to Mexico. Actually, we're planning to go again.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as Michoacan, I've never been there, but I would definitely love to.
What age would you say you jumped off the porch, or and like how did school go for you? Did you finish high school?
So I dropped out because I went on the run when I was on probation. But then when I got caught, my probation officer made me go back. I dropped out like in 10th grade. Mm-hmm. But when I went back, I joined a high school diploma program, so I was able to graduate within 6 months. Mm. But if I would have never got caught, I probably would have never went back to school.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, I always, you know what I mean, I always went to school. But like as far as jumping off the porch, I would say like I would probably say about like either like 9 or 10.
Damn.
But like I was getting in trouble before that. Like I was telling the homies on the way up here, like I got kicked out of elementary school for, you know what I mean, personal problems that I had with the kids that I was going to school with, you know. They ended up kicking me out because they said that I pulled a knife on one of them. And then I remember coming from lunch and there's like 3 cops and my mom right there and they were like raiding my desk looking for a knife.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't find it or nothing, but they kicked me out. And then I went to another elementary school, went there, finished, and then went in middle school, ended up getting kicked out, and the public schools wouldn't accept me anymore, so I had to go to it was like an alternative charter school. Yeah, it was all downhill from there. That's when I kept getting into trouble more and more and more, and then, yeah, ended up catching a prison case, going to prison.
Yeah.
But we here now, baby.
When you were young, like, what do you think, what was it that influenced you to get into trouble at a young age? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it had a lot to do with my mom being I mean, she don't drink anymore, you know what I mean? So I'm not down playing her anyway, you know. I love her to death. But I think a lot of it had to do with my mom always drinking, and then like I said, my father was never really there. He was in and out of prison, getting deported, coming back. He'd come back for a year and get deported again. Mm-hmm. So I never really had that guidance, you know. And then just going to school with the certain crowd, you know, and then I just felt that love, and then it just happened from there, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I mean I wouldn't take it back. But if stuff would have played out different, I couldn't be mad, you know.
So then you said you went to prison. Can you talk about like, you know, what you learned from that, or you don't got to get details or anything, but like,
prison taught me a lot, you know. I talk about it with the homies all the time too. It teaches, you know what I mean. It teaches you stuff like how to conduct yourself, you know, how to, you know what I mean. It's all the stuff that you can learn out here too, you know what I mean. But out here we weren't being taught it, you know what I mean. So we had to learn it in there, you know, just how to conduct yourself, you know, how to present yourself, you know, how to conduct yourself with certain business adventures, or you know what I mean, different stuff, and how, you know, just how to carry yourself in general, you know, morality, honor type, you know. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it taught me a lot that I'm sure I probably wouldn't have learned if I didn't go.
So when you started rapping, did you start like as a solo artist, or did it start with the group, or like how did the music come together?
So I've always ever since I was little, I've always wanted to rap. You know, we had Pueblo rappers in the town at the time, which inspired me to do it, you know. And at first it started off with just me, but then my homie Stomp ended up coming in from Steel City Hustlers. I've known that fool since we were kids. He ended up coming on, and it was us. And then we had Steel City Hustlers at one time had five artists, and then stuff happened, you know, life happened, and then now we just turned it into a group, you know, and then just doing our solo stuff and then doing the group stuff too. But it initially I started off by myself.
Would you say you're the face of Steel City Hustlers? Or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we all play our parts, you know, but like as far as like, you know, getting our stuff and distributed on DistroKid and all that, the recording, the graphic work, I do all that, but we all play our parts within the group, you know.
Who were like some of the rappers from Pueblo that kind of laid that foundation, or rapping before you that you, like you said, you looked up to, or kind of helped build that sound?
I would say the main one was Droop Dog. He was real big at that time. He was working with Dope House Records at that time. Him, the homie Ken Dog, and the homie Case Luciano. Salute my boy. I still rap to him to this day. He's actually one of the best one. Actually is the best one, I would say, coming out of Pueblo. Yeah, them three, and there was a few of them. Mr. Smoke, you know, he's known me since I was a little kid. We know each other's family and shit. But yeah, those were the ones I would say laid the foundation as far as Pueblo music.
You bring up Dope House Records. Do you have an opinion on that? You want to speak on that?
I mean, I used to be a fan. You know what I mean? We all were when we were kids, you know. Right. And then that's another thing too, going to prison, you know what I mean? Being around people like that, you know what I mean? Like, they're no good, you know what I mean? They get bashed out, paying rent type, you know? So And then I got kids, you know. I don't know if you do, but
I do.
I know we all have kids. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, you know what I mean. We can't. It's a no go, you know. So like now I don't with it at all.
Yeah, it's like he still has a cool fan base.
Yeah,
and like
sure.
there's still people that, especially in like Texas and stuff, they kind of, I don't want to say turn a blind eye, but they kind of like
overlook it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the paperwork on them and like all this? It's like pretty much there's no overlooking that. Like
so like how I was raised and like the people I'm involved with. If it's on black and white, then even if you were innocent, like we don't care about your story. It's even if you didn't do it, it's right there, you know. So that like with us, it's real iffy, you know what I mean? Kind of walk on eggshells. But like to the normal citizen, I don't think like you know what I mean. I don't think they're wrong for still supporting that, but morally, I think they kind of are, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like it's music. Music is music, you know. I'm still a Michael Jackson fan, you know. Well, Michael Jackson, you know, I don't believe he did it, but then it kind of contradicts what I said, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I feel you.
But
that's a little different though, because
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And like with him, like I at first I didn't believe he did it, but I knew that he did have a kid with the underage girl. So right there, you're guilty. Even if whatever you're in prison for, you're not guilty of that, but you are guilty of this. You know what I mean? She was underage when you impregnated her. And you were of age, so even though you never got in trouble for that, like you're still guilty of that. So even though you might not have did this, you're still guilty of this. So you might as well just be you're guilty for everything now. Yeah, how we see it anyway, you know.
When I first heard about it, like, well, at first I just heard the music, like whatever, right? But then like I started looking into it, and then I heard that story, like she was a stripper or whatever. Yeah. But then, like, you look even deeper in it, and then it's like 8-year-old, like, just, I don't know.
And then dropping her off at middle school and picking her up. Yeah. It got real deep, and that's a lot of stuff that a lot of us found out at the same time, you know? Because I remember back then, you know, it was just, he was locked up for raping a little girl or something, but he got set up. So we rolled with that for a long time, and then being fortunate for social media and the internet, stuff like that comes about, you know, so it got put on blast, and it just took this long for it to come out, you know.
And then last year, I got denied parole, so that was further, like people swore he was gonna get released and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, you said you're influenced by these artists. What was like the moment or the spark? Boom, like I'm gonna do this, or you believed in yourself enough to start rapping? Because I feel like there's a hump you got to get over to like actually be willing to put yourself out there. Because everyone's gonna rapper, local rapper, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's so like what kind of made you believe in yourself and take that jump and get over it?
So at that time it wasn't even cool to be a rapper in Pueblo, especially in Pueblo, you know.
Yeah.
But like for me, I think my moment was when I first caught my case as a juvenile, going to juvenile PYC in Pueblo. I got pissed off because me and my homie got told on because we were breaking in houses that we lived in our neighborhood. We were breaking in all the houses, and one of the ones that we got caught was because the neighbor saw us and they called the cops, and she was always calling the cops on us. So, that just pissed me off. So I was rapping about how I got caught, you know what I mean? Like rats and type stuff. And, and I showed it to a couple homies, and they're like, that sounds dope. So when I got out, I was like, I'm going to, you know what I mean? I'm going to start recording, and then started from there. We used to record on tape. We would transfer it to CDs, made a couple albums. We had a couple group albums to City Hustlers back in the day. And then I had a couple single albums. And they all had like 15 songs on all of them.
What year roughly would you say that was?
That was probably like 2005, 2006.
Okay, so definitely still the physical copy. You had to get outside, put the flyers up.
Yeah, it was all footwork.
When would you say like you started to gain some traction, or like, you know what I'm saying, people started like recognizing y'all in the city, and you know what I'm saying, like kind of take that next level?
It actually happened early. When I was still about 14, 15 years old. I came out with a song called "I'm Your Puppet," the oldie. It was a remix. And how I got to make that song, my cousin who used to do our graphic designing hooked me up with this promoter dude. He had his own record label, and he was signing people in Pueblo. It was Grip a Lot Records.
You said Grip a Lot?
Grip a Lot Records, Kiss Radio, I think it goes by now.
Okay.
But yeah, they had signed me, you know, they gave me some bread, and I did my first show when I was 15 years old, and it was out of state in New Mexico at the Theater in Farmington, and there was like 500 people there. And
was you probably nervous, huh?
Yeah, nervous as hell. I had the homie who was older than me, he was on the label too. He had me drink like half a bottle of Cristal with them. We went and got some Cristal. We got tore back. But then we started doing shows, and like all my shows were like mostly in New Mexico. We would do like little tours with High Power. At the time they were real big, you know.
Right.
So we would go to Gallup, Farmington, Raton, and we would do all them little cities like all in a week, and then we would come back. And but yeah, it was dope. But yeah, that's when I would say I gained the traction, and then in 2010 that's when I had caught my case and went to prison. So when I was coming out, people who were already listening to my music from back then, they were just waiting, you know. So the people who were riding with me from before helped me with that push.
Yeah. So you went. That was your second time. 2010.
As an adult, yeah. When I first got locked up, I was a juvenile. But like as far as adult, yeah, that's when I went to prison in 2010.
Okay. Can you talk about that time? And how long you spent?
I had a 6-year sentence. I did 5 in a month. I could have got out earlier. I could have got out about 2.5 years in, but catching write-ups. I was actually accepted to the halfway house even. I was just waiting for a bed here in Pueblo. But, you know, thugging it with the homies, you know. Yeah. I ended up catching another write-up, so they pulled my halfway house. And then I wasn't able to see parole for another year. But I couldn't stay out of trouble. Yeah, I couldn't. The longest I went staying out of trouble in there was like maybe like 2 months. I was just always catching write-ups, so I ended up having to do my whole time, you know?
Yeah.
I only got like maybe like 10 months of good time.
You got out, what, like 2015, 2016?
It was 2016.
Okay. And have you been out since then, or?
Yeah, while I was on parole, I messed up once and I got sent back to the county. I did like 3 months in there, but she didn't send me back on revocation back to the joint. But yeah, that was the only time I ever went back.
What do you think kind of shifted or changed for you since then that's made you like just not go back or just?
I think what it is my good homie, rest in peace, Duke. He was younger than me, but he had a good head on his shoulders. He told me that one of his homies that he met in the joint too told him just avoid stupidity, but handle what's mandatory. And he told me that in the joint, you know, and that just always stuck with me. So out here, you know, like I'm a hothead, you know, and everyone around me knows that, you know. So I try to maintain it, you know, but I think what really grounds me is my family, you know, my wife and my kids and my homies too, because I got a real good support system when it comes to the family life, the hood life, and the music life. You know, I got a real good support team, and we going up.
Oh yeah. So going back, you brought up the New Mexico and the High Power. Were you doing like tours in Colorado too at that time?
No, I didn't do my first show until after about 2 years.
Okay.
It was probably about 2008 when I did my first Colorado show, and it was just a little show here in Pueblo. Yeah, that was about it. All the other shows were mostly done out of state.
That's unique. I feel like usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's what made me want to do it even more. You know, like most people, like their first shows are in their state or in their hometown. You know.
Yeah.
Like my first ones, like my first 10 were out of state. You know, so I just wanted to keep going. But now, you know, we've done the event center and the Colorado State Fair. We've done lowrider shows, sanctioned lowrider shows, sold out shows every time.
So how did you end up connecting with High Power? Were you like signed with them, or did you just have a good relationship with them?
So the homie that signed me to Grip a Lot Records, he was already connected with them, because High Power, they would always come to Colorado, and Pueblo was always one of their main stops.
Right.
So he must have brought them out for a show or something to where they got connected, and he had his label. So every time there was a show, he like, hey, I have artists, let them open up. So he was real cool with High Power and Capone and them, you know. So Capone was like, well, you guys just follow right behind us to all the shows, and you guys just open up all of them.
That's dope.
But as far as being signed, no, I never had anything going with them until like I had got out of prison in 2016, and like 6 months after I got out, Capone had hit us up, and he said that he wanted that High Power has like a good following over here, but they just need somebody to hold it down. He was like, let's do a couple features, and then we'll talk about getting you on the High Power team. So at that time is when everybody was still cool with high power, you know.
Yeah.
And after he told me that is when I went back when my pro officer sent me back to the county for them 3 months.
Okay.
So that we missed that opportunity. So by the time I got out, everybody was all against Capone.
Like as far as just
like
the rap game as a whole.
As far like with the homies, you know, with the homies from Southern Cali, you know, like it was just a big old thing, you know. It was out there on the internet.
Why is that?
I mean, I don't want to get too much into that, you know, like, but it's out there why everyone started hating on Capone, you know what I mean, around that time. Yeah. But yeah, everyone was just accusing them of certain stuff, you know, so I didn't want to involve myself with that, you know what I mean? I didn't want the homies to look at me any type of way when all the homies are anti this fool, you know what I mean? So we, me and Stomp and Stev, the other Still City Hustlers, we sat and we're like, yeah, let's just pass it up. Another opportunity will come. And it did. I don't know if you ever heard of a Toker from Brownside. They're real big.
Sounds a little familiar.
They're the ones that were founded by Eazy-E.
Okay.
That's who I grew up listening to, you know. Me and all my homies, we grew up gangbanging that music, you know.
Yeah.
I had him on my Facebook. I had his personal page. I never thought nothing of it, you know. But I guess he was, you know what I mean, posting my music on Facebook, you know. I guess, you know what I mean, he was listening. Yeah. And he had hit me up, and he's like, what's up? I'm starting to do the Toker show. He's like, send me some of your music. So I shot it to him, and he's like, yeah, you fools get down. You guys get down, you know what I mean? He even called me, he's like, it's still on the internet, too. He was like, this little homie gets down. He's like, I took a liking to them guys, man. He goes, this little fool, he's like, we're going to put him on America's Most Wanted. He's America's Most Wanted picture right there. He's like, little homie, young G, spitting it. Gangster. He's like, we're going to put that fool on America's Most Wanted. And that was a big thing to me, you know what I mean? Because, like, he's my biggest... Brownside is the group, you know? Okay. Brownside was the group. East Town Records was the label. Okay. But when it comes, like, to Chicano rap, everyone knows who Brownside is, you know? Mm-hmm. And, yeah, he reached out. We're about to drop an album, and he told me, he's like, when you drop your album, he's like, I'll fly you guys out to the Brownside store here in LA, and we'll have you guys a album release party. After that, we could talk about numbers and getting you guys on the team. But unfortunately, he ended up passing away down there in Mexico, and that was another opportunity that, you know what I mean, that had got away. But yeah, that was a real big thing. I mean, when that happened, like all the homies in the town, like it was a real big thing for us, you know, because Toker didn't like nobody, you know. He used to beef with Kid Frost. He used to beef with Lighter Shade of Brown, because they all came up around the same time, you know. But yeah, that was a real big thing. Yeah, for sure. Rest in peace, Tokes.
My condolences. Do you know what happened with him in Mexico?
You know, there's stories out there too. There's speculations. You know what I mean. There's holes in the story. I can't say what happened. You know, but it's unfortunate. What I do know is they let his wife and his kid live. You know, that was part of whatever deal that Tokes had made with them. You know, yeah, it was all bad. It was all bad, but yeah, Tokes for sure.
Okay. What do you think it is about Colorado? I'm trying to be cool with how I say this, but like, I feel like the Latin hip hop scene out here is always more shine in a way. Like, I don't want to say it's easier, but I just feel like the Latin hip hop scene like gravitates towards Colorado more than just like the hip hop space in general gravitates, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not trying to put a race to it, but like I feel like you get what I'm saying.
You're talking about like fools from Colorado who make Latin.
Like, for example, like Lil Travieso, recipes, you know what I'm saying? Millions of views.
It's more like Cholo rap, more.
Right, yeah. Him, Lil Nate, Parkside Plugs, FBP, like the millions of views and stuff. Controversy stuff aside.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say it's easier, but like it's almost like people gravitate towards that more than like they call him AP, Trev Rich. Yeah. You know, from a national
like more like mainstream type music.
Yeah.
I think what it is, like as far as like the Mexican community here in Colorado, I think what it is, we're real influenced by California, Southern California to be exact, you know? So I think that just influence just comes from there, you know what I mean? Us not necessarily riding the wave, but you know what I mean? Just being so much influence. That's what we grew up on, you know what I mean? So that's what kind of music we're going to make, you know?
Right.
Especially because a lot of the Mexicans here are gang related, you know what I mean? And most of the gangs are related to, you know what I mean, Southern California gangs, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that's where it comes from. I think that's where a lot of the influence comes from. And at the same time, you know, I think that's why Colorado hasn't been able to break out of the box, you know? Like, because Colorado, all the artists, they sound like somebody else, you know, because we're so stuck in the middle.
Right.
We're too much influenced by the West Coast, and we're too much influenced by down south, and we're too much influenced.
Yeah, it's like
the East Coast. You know what I mean? So we have too much of influence coming from different ways. We don't know which way we need to go. You know?
Right. That's a good point. I've always told people like the Colorado sound is like a mix of like the Midwest and the West Coast.
Yeah, sure.
And it just depends on what genre. Like, yeah, maybe Latin might be a little more West Coast, but maybe if you're coming up to Denver, Aurora, it's okay. Yeah. Now it's more Detroit, you know, Chicago. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. So Capone, he's cool now, though, right? I mean, I feel like.
I mean, yeah. You know, yeah. I mean, if I seen him, I'm not gonna do anything to him, you know. But like as far as like trying to reach out and work, you know, I'm cool on that. Yeah, they're doing their thing. He's still doing his thing. He's still making money, you know. Yeah, I just feel like if the majority of the people are looking at a certain food a certain way, you know, I don't want his negative light to shine on me, you know.
Yeah. You built up a relation with Bozo?
Yeah, Bozo's actually the homie. Yeah, for sure. He used to be on High Power back in the day. Mm. Yeah, he was.
Is that how y'all met initially?
No, I never met him till recently, till after I got out of prison. The album that Toker from Brownside was gonna fly us out. That was I want to say like in 2018 when we dropped that album. We had already did a feature with Bozo, so Bozo already knew who we were, you know. Yeah. And I was locked up with a couple of homies from Pico Nuevo too, you know what I mean. So that connection was already there, you know. And then when he came out to Colorado, we already had that connection, you know. So hit him up like, "What's up, homie? Let's get a track in." And that's when he came here and we did a show in Pueblo and we did that video. And he shows a lot of love. He shows a lot of love. He's
cool. Yeah.
He's always showing love. I seen that you had him on Mile High Minute too.
Yeah. When I went out there, I'll just be hitting people.
Yeah.
And he was someone I hit up. He was cool.
Yeah. And see, he has ties back here to Colorado too. I think he caught a case here in Colorado. And I don't know if he has some family or he knew some chick here or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that connection's always been there, you know.
Right. Yeah. And then I feel like you be working a lot with like a lot of major artists in the Chicano rap. What I love about the Chicano hip hop is like I feel like whenever someone big comes out here, they tap in with you. They tap in with Lil Nate. Like they come out here and work.
Yeah.
But I feel like in other genres of hip hop, so to speak, it's not necessarily like that. It's okay, I'm gonna come out, do the show, get my bag, and I'm talk about that a little bit. You know, about how you be connecting with some of these major artists and working with them and. What's the importance to that? And stuff
I think that's what helps me go even more too. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't speak for Lil Travieso, rest in peace, and Little Nate, but like our genre of music, you know, the genre that we make, the people we grew up listening to know who we are. You know, they're tapped in with our music. Mm-hmm. Like other genres out here, you know what I mean? Like whether it's just hip hop. Their big influences don't know who they are, you know what I mean? So I think that gives us that big push, you know, because like the fools we grew up listening to know who we are and they fuck with our music and they tap in with us, you know. So I think that gives us more motivation and more of the want, you know, as opposed to like let's say that if I made music like The Weeknd, you know, Weeknd when he comes to Colorado, he's not gonna tap in, you know what I mean? So I think just the confidence level, I think, has a lot to do with it, you know, and your support systems, you know, because your support system is what you need, you know what I mean, to help you get out there, you know, your shares, your likes, and you know what I mean, the streams and all that, you know.
Right. I seen you working with Dopey PV.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It seems like he gonna be going crazy out of the Springs? Is he one of the ones out?
That's his plan. You know, I can't really speak for him, but when we have talked, he said that he does plan. He has a lot of music in the works, you know, and like his thing is he just don't like he gives his respect to the homie Travieso, you know, rest in peace. He said he don't want to have to do it and people compare him to him, you know what I mean, or like he don't want to have to live in his shadow, you know what I mean, like he wants to make his own lane, you know. So I think with him, I think that's what kind of like holds him back, you know. I mean, I know it would with me, you know. Yeah. If one of my big homies, shoes to fill, yeah, it's big shoes to fill when you're not even trying to fill them shoes. You're just trying to do your own thing, you know. It's just the media, people, the internet's gonna put that like, oh, they're from the same hood, so he's trying to be like Travieso. Like for all we know, homie was rapping before that. You know what I mean? Travieso just got his break before, you know.
Yeah, he's from the Springs too. Did they know each other?
As far as that, I mean, I'd assume so because they're real close in age. Yeah. So I'd assume so. You know, they're from the same area and shit too. So I would assume so.
Yeah, I want to interview him, but we planned it and then I don't know, you know, busy.
Yeah. He's real into his family too. You know, taking care of his kid and shit.
That's good. Okay. Did you ever get a chance to meet Lil Travieso?
Yeah, actually, he had hit me up before he actually dropped his first viral song, that the one in the song with Lil Nate.
Okay.
That I think it was Thuggin'.
Yeah.
He used to hit me up way before, and he would show me songs that him and Lil Nate would do, you know. Yeah. And I was telling him, like, damn, fool, you're dope, keep going, you know. And he was like, yeah, we should work on something one day, you know. He's like, I always bump your music. And so I was like, hell yeah. Once he did start blowing up, we finally got to meet in person. I was actually on my way to Denver for a concert, and I had stopped and met up with him, and we took a picture, and we had a couple beats picked out and everything, and then that unfortunate event had happened, and yeah, for sure. But I got one with Chucho.
Yeah, I did see that in Lil Nate too.
Yeah, it Set It Off. It's actually Chucho's song. He should be dropping it hopefully soon. We want to do a video to that too.
At the cover, it looked like
Set It Off. Set It Off movie. So
okay. I was wondering
the whole plot. We want to make it like the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a sample from the movie. One of the songs that's in the movie.
Yeah.
We sampled it and made a beat off of it, and so we want to go off that plot. You know.
That's dope. Yeah.
Make it like a movie.
With Lil Travieso, were you like? What was it like seeing someone from Colorado like get national recognition and really like make a lot of noise, get millions of views and stuff like that, you know? And then obviously his passing, like how did you, from your perspective, take all that, especially meeting him and then, you know, almost making music with him, it sounds like?
Yeah, when he first came on the scene, I thought it was dope, you know, especially being what I come from, you know what I mean? We represent the same thing, you know? So to see a homie coming out of Colorado with that much love and support, like, I supported it to the full, you know? And a lot of people, like, a lot of homies would be like, oh, that should have been you know what I mean? Whether it should have been or not, you know, at least one of us did it. That opened up the door for people to have eyes on us as a whole now, you know?
Right.
Even though, you know what I mean? Like, I had my little accomplishments, you know, like with the high power and Brownside, but for him to come out on that level, it was a real big thing, you know? He had my support to the fullest, you know? Every time he came out with something, I would always hit him up like, damn, that's dope, homie. Like, hell yeah, keep going. And he'd always be like, hell yeah, I appreciate it coming from you, you know? Because like I was saying, he used to bum my music before he actually made that breakthrough, you know?
Right.
So yeah, I think it's dope, and I think his legacy is gonna live on, and it's just gonna help us all as a whole in general, you know?
Yeah.
Condolences to him and his family, especially his baby girl, you know?
Right, yeah. Definitely condolences. I could take this out if you want me to, but I feel like everyone on the internet's been seeing what's been going on with you and Chops. I think y'all did work together at one point.
Yeah.
Is there any way like y'all could be cool, or is there any like, are you open to talking about that?
Yeah, we were cool, you know. I mean, we were cool, and then we kind of fell off and had a little beef, but then we started being cool again, which is the song I did with them recently, you know. And then he just went on a podcast, you know, and I felt disrespected by what he said. I mean, he didn't say directly, but he knows and I know, you know what I mean? As far as like sitting down with him and making it right, he knows what my proposition, you know? And yeah, I told him, you know, see me in the ring or wherever, you know, my bag against your bag, and even if you win, homie, you still gotta come collect. And I told him, you know, that that's the only way that we could come to any type of terms, you know what I mean, as far as being civil with each other, you know, because I take disrespect very, very, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big thing to me, you know, and especially when you go on a podcast that's specifically for homies and you say something, you know, especially when my name is brought up, you didn't bring up my name, but my name was the topic of the conversation, you know? Yeah. And, yeah, that's the only way I would, I mean, even after that, you know, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna back him up, you know. He knows what it is, and that's why. I mean, I'm not gonna say that's why he moved, but he knows what's up.
I do remember your name getting brought up in that podcast. I don't remember exactly what was said or nothing, but I do remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I felt like it was cool, but again, I'm not in your shoes, so no.
Yeah. I just look at it as like to say that you blew me out the water, homie. Like you haven't done nothing, fool. Like I've been doing this. Whether you have more motion than me, you know what I mean, or more popularity than me. Like fool, I've been doing this, you know what I mean, as for the homies and on the Chicano Rap for the homies, you know what I mean. So for you to just come out and think you went viral off of one song, and then to give yourself the title Colorado's Most Wanted, like to us who really been putting in work, that's disrespectful, you know. That's like kind of like a slap in the face. Like who you just barely hopped on the scene. Whether you hop on the scene and you blow up, cool, you know what I mean. But don't say that you blew people out the water when you, in all reality, you didn't. You know what I mean? Like your most viral song, you think that made you all big. Like fool, I can name 5 artists who have multiple views on. You know what I mean? So, to give yourself that title, you know, and then just clown shit that, you know what I mean? Just stuff that we're not supposed to do as homies, you know? It gets my blood boiling.
Yeah. I feel like I gotta ask, you know, you don't gotta answer, but just because I seen the blogs posting it.
Yeah.
Also, I've interviewed, obviously, some of the FBP fools, and, like, what's your opinion on that? You know what I'm saying? And I guess if you want to hear my perspective on it, you know, I don't take no problem with what you're saying. Sure, you know, because
like with them, like I still am a fan of FBP, like the music wise, you know what I mean? But like, if you're not who you're portraying to be, you know, then that's where like I can't support you. You know what I mean? That's where, you know what I mean? And you don't need my support. Like who am I? You know, like, but like, as for me, you know what I mean? Like, I still like I don't support the music, you know what I mean? But I'm a fan of it, you know what I mean? I don't bump it, you know what I mean? But they make good music, you know. And then that shit happened with Mo, and then I was hoping, you know, like the fools that were out here that rapped with them, you know what I mean? Because they seem solid, you know what I mean? I was like, hopefully, you know what I mean? They cut that fool off for what he did. Hopefully, you know what I mean? Because what he did was wrong, you know. But then they didn't, you know. So I was like, damn, well, keep fools then, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I ain't got no ill will with them. If I see them, I'm not gonna you support a PC. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna go to that extent, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean. If I see them, like what's up, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, you know what I mean, trying to.
I feel you. Yeah.
But yeah, no, they make good music, you know. And kudos to them, you know. They're doing their thing for sure.
When it was just before like the controversy and all that, like the case and all that, like. What was your opinion on the music? Like
dope. Yeah, they were going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't my style of music. You know what I mean? Or it was different. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't Chicano rap or Chicano hip hop. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like I wouldn't even put them in the same like I wouldn't put West in Chicano rap genre. You know what I mean? Because Chicano rap is specific to Southern Mexicans. You know what I mean? He's and he's not that. You know, but. They do support him, you know what I mean? It is what it is, you know? But yeah, they're definitely going up and they're still doing numbers, you know?
Would you say Chicano rap, I don't know, I guess me being the vlogger, I look at it as like northern Chicanos as well, right? Or no,
yeah. So like with up north, you know what I mean? They call it homeboy rap, you know what I mean? As far as like
difference?
As far as like the Mexican culture, you know what I mean? I can't speak for like E40 type music, Too Short, you know what I mean? They wouldn't call that homeboy music, you know what I mean? It's like Bay Area, you know, type. But like up there, that's homeboy rap, and then down here, you know, it's Chicano rap, you know.
Okay.
That's why, like, when you look up Chicano rap, you see nothing but homies, you know.
Yeah. You
don't see no Northsiders, you know what I mean. You don't see them, but if you go to Google and you type in homeboy rap, then you'll see all them, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, they're doing their thing though for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because obviously the interviews and you know what I'm saying, we were talking to the comments, so
yeah.
I guess. From my perspective, why I did the interview, right? So, at first, it was like, I told, you know, the person that hit me up about doing it, I said, if I do it, like, I gotta, because the first time I did the jail interview, I was pretty nice and easy about it.
Sure, yeah.
I didn't ask no.
Yeah, that was my thing too. Like, all of us wanted you to ask that questions that we wanted answers to, you know?
Right.
And again, you know what I mean? You're just a blogger, you know what I mean? You're a civilian, you know what I mean? A citizen, however you want to look at it. You're not involved in the politics, so, you know what I mean? So,
it's
can't fault you for not asking them questions, you know what I mean? Because for all we care, that don't matter to you. You're just there talking about the music, which that's what you were there for, which is why you do what you do, you know what I mean? It's all music, you know?
Right. But the second time I was like, if I do this again, like, I got to ask the tough questions. Otherwise, like, people are going to be like, why the
it's going to shine back on you, and you're like, damn, you're putting your coat over him. You know?
Right, yeah. So, but it was also like, I hear your perspective as well, because it was like, even me just doing the interview kind of does that to a certain extent, puts the coat over him. So, like, I see that. But I was trying my best to just, like,
say it respectfully. And,
yeah. Not,
sure.
It's just trying to be neutral, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's hard, like, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I learned today, you know, outside of the rap game, with the politics, right? Because you have the whole what happened with Charlie Kirk. Because I look at myself as moderate, but the liberals are like, "Oh, you're conservative," or the conservatives look at me and they're like, "Oh, you're a left wing nut." Like, there's no like winning with this.
Yeah. Even if you say something that don't agree with them, they automatically think you're part of that party.
Right. Yeah,
like I don't even like that party either.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it's different than the rap game, but I kind of look similar to that, where it's just like, but I mean, I don't get too mad at it just because I chose this position as a blogger, so I kind of got to deal with whatever comments and people.
And you know, at the end of the day, you're just doing your job. You're a vlogger, you know what I mean? So you're gonna interview who's popular, and you're gonna interview who you want, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we can't fault you for doing interviews with whoever you want, you know?
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean, that's your. At the end of the day, that's what's feeding you and your family, you know?
Right. But I hear you as well, like, you know, especially if you're going to be involved with the hip-hop scene, you can't just be interviewing just anyone either.
You gotta
be careful.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta be careful with it. Okay, so Pueblo was recently named the 10th most dangerous city. What was your thoughts when you seen that?
Man, that was crazy. I was actually surprised that hit the list. I think a lot of it has to do with, you know, just the drug use down there, you know, poverty, you know, because a lot of the crime, you know, it has to do with drug addicts, you know, money problems, you know, stealing. Although there is, you know, gang shootings and too, you know, but it all stems down to money and drug use, you know. At least that's how being involved in the street, that's how I see it, you know.
Yeah.
But Pueblo definitely has gone crazy over the past couple of years. I mean, it's always been crazy. It just wasn't as broadcasted as it is now, you know.
What do you think's to that? Like, why it's been broadcasted? Or,
you know, when we were growing up, we didn't really have social media and the internet, so everything that was happening wasn't really out there. You know, videos. So now you got fools posting videos, running up on people, shooting at them. You know, back in the day, you know, fools packed guns too. You know, I was telling the homies on the way up here, you know, about little gang fights when we would have like in middle school. Like we didn't have to worry about pulling up on somebody and getting shot. Yeah, fools had guns, but we were there to fight. They wanted to fight too with fists, you know, with knives, fists, you know what I mean, chains or whatever. Like it never got to the point where, like, damn, the fools have a strap, you know. Although we know they did, we had one too, you know. But now people are just so reckless. There's no guidance with the youngsters, you know what I mean. They're not listening to their big homies. They're not, you know what I mean. There's just no structure, so fools are just running wild and just. It's a free-for-all, you know? Yeah, it's a trip, for sure. But living there, you know, like, it don't really seem that crazy, you know? Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, I've been down there a couple times. Like, I mean, you could definitely tell, like, there's projects.
Yeah, for sure.
But, like, I mean, it seems like any city. Like, it's chill, you know? But I guess it all just depends on what you're doing.
It's what you make of it, you know? I know people who live there, you know, and never step foot in the hood, or never, you know what I mean, who don't kick it with gangsters, you know what I mean, or you know what I mean, who or have no part of whatsoever, you know. So I think it's just they make Pueblo seem like, oh, that's the worst city. It's just who you surround yourself with. At the end of the day, how I feel. You are who you kick it with, you know.
Is it dangerous because of how small? I don't want to say the city's small, because it depends on how you look at it. Compared to Denver, it's small.
Yeah.
But compared to maybe a Trinidad or Alamos or something that's bigger.
Yeah.
So, but is it dangerous because it is like not like a major city? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, because I feel like when I went down there, it only take like 30 minutes to get across like the whole city.
Yeah, for sure. And you could be in the east side, and it will take you 10 minutes to get to the south side, west side, and the north side. You know. So yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. It's so small, it's so congested. Everyone knows everybody. You know, people talk. It's a lot of gossip down there too, you know, a lot of chismosos and shit, and a lot of drama. Like a lot of people like to start drama, you know. A lot of it has to do with, you know what I mean. This dude don't like this dude over a chick, you know, or you know what I mean, drug debts or whatever, you know. So I think it definitely has to do with being so small, you know.
Yeah. And speaking of the blogs and stuff, like, I feel like when I first started blogging, people weren't just posting, like, and this was only like 8 years ago. People weren't just posting like shootings and, you know, like the crazy, like, people still were, even though it's still social media, people were a little more low key. And now it's like you said, there's these young blogs, like these 18-year-olds posting about like these kids shooting each other and like this gang versus this gang. And, like, it's just like, damn, like, what the f
Yeah.
going on? Like,
Yeah. Like, fools have no, they're just being
no
reckless.
moral boundary.
Yeah, no moral boundary. They just have no regards for the next man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll gun you down nowadays in front of your kid, you know? When I was growing up, like that, and I still live by that, you know? That's a no-no, you know? If I see an enemy and they have their kid, you know, give them a pass, you know? Because I know if I have my kid, they're going to give me one, you know?
Right.
But to go and act upon that, you know, while they're with their kid,
that's wrong.
That's hella wrong.
You know, this other blog out here has been posting about the young drummer boy and the chain situation. I heard the other day, I think it was like a fake chain. Not that drummer boy had a fake chain, but maybe they had a fake chain. Did you see this, or do you have an opinion on that situation?
I mean, I've heard, like, I haven't seen that video that you're talking per se, but I have heard fools talking, you know what I mean, on the internet, you know, in person, you know, talking about it, you know, but like, as far as it being a fake chain, you know, I can't say if it was or wasn't, you know. I don't know.
Let me rephrase that just so people don't get confused. Like, I wasn't saying, like, drummer boy had a fake chain or nothing. Like, I was just saying, I don't know. I'm saying, like, 100 things.
See, that's the thing. Like if I take something from you know what I mean, hypothetically, you know what I mean, or if I have something of yours, and I'm gonna downplay you, you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, your Jordans ain't real. I took these shoes from this fool. They're fake, even though they're real. You know, you know what I mean. So I think it has a lot to do with it too, you know, because I mean, I don't think that fools wear fake chains, you know.
Right, yeah. I don't know what's going on with the situation. Like, I haven't even posted about it because I'm like, besides the show, but
yeah,
I was like, man, I don't know. I want to build a relationship with the rappers out of state shit. So like, I'm not trying to like,
you're not trying to burn bridges or talk about stuff that didn't happen.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
because they hit me up to post it, and I'm like, I don't know what. I just didn't even respond. I don't know what is going on. I'm just
I think at the same time, you know, it's just fools want to go viral. You know what I mean, doing anything to go viral. You know, I think that has a lot to do with it. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen nothing about them saying it was a fake chain or nothing.
Yeah. What about Latin Beast TV? I see you post a lot of music videos on there. I think you do graphics.
Yeah. Shout out the homie Tone from Latin Beast TV. R.I.P. the homie Bands. You know, I was the first Colorado artist to ever be posted on Latin Beast TV. When they only had like 15,000 subscribers, and now they got like over almost 500,000, if I'm not mistaken, or 50,000, something like that. But yeah, I've been locked in with them ever since our first music video with them. And then I do graphic work, and they had hit me up. They're like, hey, we see you getting better at the graphics. Like, we're going to hit you up, you know what I mean? In time. And, you know what I mean? I just was like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? I didn't really think nothing of it. But sure enough, like about a year or two later, the homie Tone had hit me up. He was like, what's up? You want a job? You know, boom. And been rocking ever since, you know? So
that's dope.
I actually got a video coming out that's about to be dropping on Latin Beast TV with King Lil G. So make sure you guys tap in.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of your videos be doing really good on that platform. A lot of people's videos do. Do you know how that platform came together? And how long have you been working?
I've been involved with them, so I want to say since like 2017.
It's okay.
2017, yeah. Because we did our first video with them in 2017. So yeah, ever since 2017. As far as I know, you know, it's based out of Las Vegas. Nevada.
Okay.
But he had the homie Tone has ties back to California, so it's always going back and forth, which is why he was able to connect with a lot of the Chicano rappers who were already popping and put them on Latin Beast TV, which helped him give him that boost, you know.
Did your parents come straight from, or did your dad come from Mexico straight to here, or did he go to Cali to here, or?
Yeah, no, he came straight to Pueblo. Straight to Pueblo. My mom's actually from here. Well, she's from Cali.
Okay.
But her parents are from Mexico. So my mom's from here, from California, but my mom always moved around, you know, because my grandpa worked, he used to build dams, like around the United States, so they were always moving. And when he passed away, they were here. So my mom just stood, and then that's when she met my dad when he was coming from Mexico, he came to Pueblo because there's a lot of gente, a lot of paisas down there in Mexico. I mean, down there in Pueblo.
Okay. So I noticed you did some work with Sad Boy Loco as well.
Yeah, I do his graphic work for him, and I got a song with him too. He came to my house, and we did a song together.
That's dope. When he came to Pueblo for his show?
Yeah, he came down there for a show. I got that from the studio, and ever since then we've been locked in. Every time he needs a graphic, he hits me up. Yeah. Hell yeah.
At the Pueblo State Fair, the lady went viral with the pole.
I didn't see that until way after where I saw it. I don't even think. I think it was just like some. I don't remember.
Major news platform started posting it.
Yeah, yeah, man, that was hilarious, and she was just doing her thing, though. Yeah. A bunch of people were started hating on her.
Right.
But at the same time, you can't be dancing like that. And there's kids,
Yeah. It's crazy. Who are your, let's say, this Mount Rushmore of Chicano rappers all time, and then we'll just stay there, and then that's another one after.
So all time, so we have this conversation all the time, and we never get nowhere. But like to just come offhand, I would say the number one is Tokes from Brownside. He's number one. I would say Conejo for sure. Conejo definitely up there. Shout out to Con. Like, keep it real, you have to throw Capone on there, that was definitely one of the pioneers. I mean, maybe not pioneers, but one of the ones who elevated it to that next level at the time, Yeah, see, that's the thing too. People were like, yeah, man, but I would probably have to put Little Rob up there, Let's see, one more. Damn, maybe Frost too, I guess. Yeah. Frost. But like as far that's and that's like making it known nationally, making it known to the public, like not necessarily commercialize it, but like making it a thing, Yeah. But like as far as like me personally, like I would still say Tokes for sure, but like even Bozo, like Bozo's the truth, Like when it comes to the homies, that fool's the truth for sure. Young Dopey would be on there, Mr. Shadow. Man, I could go on and on. Yeah. Yeah, but as far as like that'll be my first Mount Rushmore, was their first 5 for sure.
Okay. What about Colorado hip hop generally? Colorado? Not even just Chicano, but
I would say so. Damn. So I gotta give number one. You know what I mean? He don't have a lot of exposure, a lot of I don't know what you would call it, like exposure, spotlight. The homie Case Luciano, Case One from Pueblo, that was a lyrical monster, and he's been making music since I was a little kid. So him, like as far as like lyrics, I would say him. I would say Lil Travieso too, as far as the homies, because he kicked down that door for us for sure.
Right.
I would think I think that'd probably be it, but there's hella good artists out there, Damn, help me out. Droop, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like back in the day, for sure. If you got back into it, I'm sure that will kick up some dust for sure. Droop. But there's a lot of fools doing their thing, in different avenues. I like that Trey Funk. I don't know if you heard Trey Funk. He's dope. I f with him.
I'm kind of managing a little bit.
Right? Oh, really?
Not like fully, but like there's no paperwork or nothing. But it's like,
hell yeah, for sure. Yeah,
you're talking about the dude from Denver, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of talent out here. Like but like I don't really be bumping a bunch of Colorado music. It's like nowadays. When I was growing up, I used to bump it a lot. Pure Devotion. Yeah. I would have to throw Pure Devotion up there too. They definitely do.
The lowrider culture.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think that'll probably be about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then G-Town Clica was real big too.
Okay.
They were real big. I don't know what happened to them though, but yeah, it just sucks because somebody will get that momentum, and then something happens, whether they just stop doing it or what I mean, just unfortunate events at the end of the day,
Right. What do you think it'll take for, like, obviously Colorado's been getting some more recognition over the recent years, but what do you think it would take to get to that next level for the scene out here?
I think just the right promotion, just the right team behind you, the right distribution, the right, have all have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed, you know. And then talent too. You gotta have talent too. At the end of the day. But yeah, I think anybody could just blow up now as long as you know what I mean. All it takes is just an upload of it. Especially now with social media now, anyone could blow up. But I would say, you know, just the right promotional team behind you. Even if you throw a song on a big platform, you know what I mean, that's still considered the right promotional source. You know what I mean? And just take the right avenues. You know, you use whatever you can to your advantage. You know, utilize every tool you got.
Yeah. What would you say are like your goals with hip hop and your music career and taking it to that next level?
So I tell the homies this all the time too. Like, I could stop rapping now and I would be fine, just because I got the recognition from Tokes from Brownside, because he didn't like nobody. You know, like I was saying earlier, he used to beef with Lighter Shade of Brown, Kid Frost, among numerous of other ones, Capone-E. You know, so he didn't like no one. So for him to take that liking to me, you know, I could stop music and I'll be cool with that just that one milestone. You know, but like as of now, you know, I got to, you know. It's been way too long, you know. Too much blood, sweat, and tears. I've been doing this since I was 14 years old, you know. I think it's time to, you know, to step it up and get that recognition that I definitely deserve, you know. And now I'm in a position to where I can make that happen, you know.
With the King Lil G video, do you think that's gonna be a big boost for your career? Do you know when it'll probably be out? I'm assuming by the time this interview drops. But.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That was a big thing amongst with me and my homies too. Everyone was saying like, this is gonna be it. This is gonna put you up there, you know. And I could do it myself, you know. But just if that extra little ladder is right there and you could climb up it, why not, you know? So I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna use it to my advantage. And he's a well-known rapper, you know. I think it's gonna be real good. It's gonna be good for the state of Colorado within the homies, you know. It's gonna be good for my town with the homies, you know. And just in general, I think it's going to be a good thing, and I think I got a lot of confidence that I think it's going to go.
If you could give one piece of advice to an upcoming artist, let's say 13, 14 years old, they coming from Pueblo, they in the streets, whatever, like, what advice would you give that kid?
Well,
who's like
my little homie back there knows firsthand, you know, my advice is, you know, just keep pushing, you know, rap about what you really live about, you know, because people are going to hold that against you if you're not, you know. Just make sure your paperwork's right with your distribution, you know, or your distro kit and all that good stuff, you know. And just make sure you do everything to where you own your own music, you know. Make it to where no one owns your masters, you know. Like with me, you know, I'm the one who records all of our music, you know. Even like the little homies, you know, I record all of it.
Like,
but I don't, huh?
Like engineer it, or?
Yeah, engineer, mix it, you know, and their covers, all that. And I tell them, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want no cut of it, you know? That's all you know? Just put the right people, you know? Get you a solid support team. Get people behind you that supports and sees the vision that you got. Because we're only as strong as our weakest link, you know? So there's one person in the group like, oh, no, that's not going to work. Like, well, you got to go, you know? You got to have people who see the same vision as you. And I definitely think that will get you to the next level.
Do you have any final thoughts? Any last minute things you want to speak on? Things like that.
You know, shout out to Mile High Minute first and foremost. Be on the lookout for my video with King Lil G. Drop it on Latin Beats TV. Make sure you guys go tap in with the clothing line, Street Code Apparel. Follow me on all platforms. You know, shout out to my family, my homies, my dead homies, my homies locked up. Yeah, that's about it. You know, tap in or tap out.
Hell yeah. I appreciate you for coming on. Make sure y'all go follow Ese Silent, Steel City Hustlers on everything. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all that links will be in the description of this interview. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Comment down below the biggest gem you picked up from this interview. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button to stay notified when all the latest news drops. We're also dropping on all podcasting platforms, Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Make sure y'all go listen there. And that just about does it, man. I appreciate you for coming on the show.
Right on, for having me, man.
And I think that does it, man. Mile High Minute, #1 blog in the universe. We out.